Good afternoon. My name is Bishop Tavis, Tavis, Grant. I'm the acting National Executive Director of the Rainbow Push Coalition. Have along with us Ms. Jackie Algie, who is the lead organizer for SEIU, Pastor Fletchman of this fine church, Abundant Living Christian Center here in Dalton, and several supporters who are part of this incredible response and relief drive to help bring water and hope to Mississippi. As you know, Reverend Jesse Jackson has spent a life of serving and sacrifice to those in crisis, whether it's been in Rwanda, whether it's been in Haiti or Katrina, or Flint, Michigan, or here locally in Park Forest and in Dixmoor. But today we're here to bring our families together and our communities together to respond to this crisis in Jackson, Mississippi. We know that this is a problem that can be fixed with the appropriate resources, the appropriate partnerships and stakeholders, and the necessary collaborative efforts to deal with infrastructure, the need for levees at the Pearl River, and additionally giving the city the money, the manpower, and the access to ingenuity that Jackson could really be a template of how you fix this problem all over America. And so Rainbow Push has been in partnership with SEIU, our labor partners, as well as the New Day Coalition and SEBA, a brand new, fresh organization there in the region and across the country, where pastors and churches and faith-based leaders are coming together and addressing problems like this along with the Rainbow Push Coalition. In fact, we are announcing a water challenge for those who are in our region and in our demographics to match us, join us. We want these churches to be filled. We want to thank Mr. Larry Huggins for giving us a truck. We have a truck secured already and transportation secured already. And by this time next weekend, water will be well on its way from the Midwest into Jackson, Mississippi. I want the pastor of this church, Pastor Fletchman, to come. He has been leading in charge here in the Southland as a part of NCEBA, the New Day Coalition, and we're thankful for his partnership, his commitment and sacrifice, what his parishioners have already done with over 800 cases of water. We're well on our way to bringing water to Mississippi. Pastor Fletchman.
Pastor Fletchman, Abundant Living Christian Center. I also want to say Executive Director of Outreach for Southland Ministerial Health Network, where C.L. White is the president. We want to thank Operation Push for coming along and actually partnering with us to transport this water down to Jackson, Mississippi. Now, our goal is 50,000 cases. And so after this first 1,500 cases are delivered, we want to continue to collect more water and continue to send it down to Jackson. But I don't think that we wouldn't have been able to actually do this without the help of Operation Push helping us out with this transport. So Bishop, we are very, very grateful for what you guys are doing in these efforts to help us get that water down to Bishop Hines in a new day.
It's on its way. And a part of this arduous task, it's a heavy lift, but labor is helping us with the lift. And so to respond to labor, we're going to have Ms. Jackie Algie, who represents SEIU.
Thank you, Bishop. SEIU has been a partner in helping to address what we consider a state of emergency in Jackson, Mississippi. And this state of emergency doesn't just exist in Jackson, yes, but it exists in other places around the country, with Dixmoor being a neighboring example, yes, right? And so we as labor stand with you. We're committed to making sure that we follow what the Bible says. If one is hurting, we all hurt. Yeah. And so we've got to stand here, be together, and be steadfast in making sure that we not only get them water, but all of the other items that they might need and necessities that they need to live a clean and decent life. Thank you.
Because this is a systemic problem, it must be addressed with Systematic Solutions, and I am so thankful for the partnership in our organization of our Push Excel arm. It's led by our National Executive Director, Reverend Jeanette Wilson. We had a very extensive conversation with General Honoré, who is serving as an advisor to the mayor there in Jackson, Mississippi. As you know, he was significant in turning around the crisis in Katrina. This is not just about delivering water and sanitizer and cleaning supplies, but it is about the analytics that are necessary, the aggregate that's necessary to repair infrastructure, to bring innovation, to deal with climate change, and ultimately enhance the quality of life. And so I want Reverend Jeanette Wilson to come because youth make a significant and play a significant role in responding to this crisis, and we cannot do it without all hands on deck.
I want to thank Bishop Tavis Grant for leading this effort. One of the things that you should know, as we discussed with General Honoré, when you investigate the causes of this water crisis, we realize it is an infrastructure crisis. For example, there are no levees and no barriers between the floodwaters coming into the sewage plant or into the water treatment plant, and there have to be some barriers placed there. And so we're calling for the Army Corps of Engineers to do what they are capable of doing, and that is put some barriers so that every time it rains, we don't have to worry about the water backing up in the sewage treatment plant and in the water treatment plant. Also, there has to be the use of the Army Corps of Engineers to repair the pipes. Jackson, Mississippi does not have time for us to train a body of people to fix pipes and to repair and replace pipes. We need the Army Corps of Engineers who build bridges and build cities all across the world. When there is a war, they rebuild cities. We want them to rebuild the water system in Jackson, Mississippi and other places around the country. So we're calling on President Biden to issue a directive to the Army Corps of Engineers. Also, when Bishop and I spoke with General Honoré, talked about the value of EPA and FEMA. They must restore and give people who are suffering in Jackson, Mississippi, who have spent money out of pocket just to get some clean water to drink with, to cook with, even though they don't have enough to bathe with. They have been spending out of pocket money. FEMA needs to step in now, not do what they did in Katrina and allow people to almost die for lack of resources. Also, we're saying that SBA has a role to play. All of these are federal agencies who also have state departments. The feds and the state must help Jackson, Mississippi. It is the capital of Mississippi. Yes. And it is an example of what's happening in smaller towns all around Mississippi and across the South and even across the nation. And so President Biden has a role to play. The state governor who is running for election has a role to play. It's not politics, it's about saving lives and providing for the people.
We must put people over politics, and that is what this water challenge is all about. I want our youth director, Reverend Cameron Barnes, who's also a part of the Omega Psi Phi fraternity, will put out a challenge. This is a challenge that we are stepping to accept. We intend to bring thousands of cases of water from the Midwest, from Chicago, from Rockford, from Joliet, from across the region, in our state partners in Indiana and Ohio and Wisconsin, to let Jackson, Mississippi know that help is on the way, and we want them to indeed keep hope alive. But I want him to come down. He is such a vibrant part of what we do as it relates to youth, Reverend Cameron Barnes.
Bishop Grant, I appreciate you and Reverend Wilson, all of those who are a part of this, Pastor Fleshman and Abundant Living Christian Center. Thank God for each and every one of you. I'm especially grateful to our district representative, Brother Sean Long, who represents the 10th District of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated, which encompasses the state of Illinois, who has been a part of this process from the very beginning, and many members of Omega Psi Phi and Alpha Phi Alpha, and even members of the Masons have brought these kinds of cases of water to this place. I want to challenge, of course, the Divine Nine.
That's right.
It is 1,584 cases of water per truckload to Mississippi. And so I'm challenging Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated, and then all of the members of Divine Nine. That is Alpha Phi Alpha, Alpha Kappa Alpha, Phi Beta Sigma, Iota Phi Theta, Zeta Phi Beta,
How about Alpha
Delta
Kappa Alpha?
Sigma,
Come on, Alpha
Zeta,
Kappa Alpha,
the
sorority.
AKAs.
Got you.
Everybody, 1,600 cases of water. 1,600 cases of
I know
water.
the sisters can do
Will,
it.
and I want AKA to do it. I know AKA can
No,
do
the
it.
Deltas, they
My wife is a Delta.
Deltas.
Deltas can do it. There are
Sigma
9
Gamma Rho, Zeta
different.
Phi Beta.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we call them all.
Listen, we're calling
Wait a
on
minute,
each
we
and
got
every
all
one
of
of them. Each and every one of them. 1,600 cases
Pastor
of
Flash,
water.
what the
Yes,
churches
we want
gonna
us to
do?
go down
What
there.
the churches gonna do?
Oh, well, the churches are going to continue to give. We're going to give because we know that there's a need. And again, though, I got to go back to Cameron really
No,
quick.
you're not going back to
Yeah, I got to go back
Sci-Fi.
to Cameron really quick because
To the bros.
I think that every fraternal and sorority organization has exactly what is necessary to gather these 1,500 cases of
That's
water.
right.
You can do a
That's
specific date, just like Sean did.
That's
He
right.
came here, he put out a flyer, a specific day that the Omegas were going to be here
right.
collecting,
And they showed
and that's what we're calling
That's
all of
right.
you to do.
That's
We're
right.
calling all of you to have a specific day. And it doesn't have to be just the Divine Nine. If you're a part of a sorority or other organization,
Masons,
we're calling on all of you to
The
be a
links,
part of this
the
challenge.
links.
Everybody.
Yes, everybody.
That's what this challenge is all about. This challenge is about sending help to Jackson, Mississippi, and helping them to know what it means to keep hope alive. 930 East 50th Street is the convening place where this water will be packed, stacked, and loaded on trucks on their way a week from today to Jackson, Mississippi. Those of you who are watching, you can go to rainbowpush.org, hit us on all our social media platforms, or call us at our international headquarters, 773-FREEDOM on your dial. We want Jackson, Mississippi to know help is on the way. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yes.